everybody. Just give me a second. I just
Hi.
a second ago.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, and we have our special group of, I'm just going to turn it over to them because I don't know their titles, and I am not going to say what I said about Mr. Okay.
Brown.
And this is our special guest, and they're all, where are you from?
My name's Coni Dubois. I'm the genealogist for the Barkhamsted Lighthouse Tribe, and I live in Louisiana. This is Keith Brown. He's from Rhode Island. He's part of the WEPIT Pequots. This is Veronica Hawkins. She's my cousin. He's my cousin. We're all descendants. We're the descendants of the Barkhamsted. He's part of another part of the Chuggums that descend from the...
Oh, and why is the Chuggum spelled so many different ways?
Actually, I was asked that today. We had I have a 1637 Pequot list that was written by Major Mason himself, and it was spelled C-H-A-G-U-M. Then they moved to Block Island, and it was still, it's originally Shawgum, S-H-A-W-G-U-M. And then it became Chawgum, C-H-A-G-U-M, and then when they moved to the Barkhamsted Lighthouse, it became C-H-A-U-G-H-A-M.
Wow.
Yeah, it depending on the English or the Dutch, whoever spelled
that's
it.
right. Yes.
That's how they, whatever the pronunciation, but the original pronunciation of it is Shawgum.
Shawgum. Because that's like our name, Tyrrell. It's spelled about 15 different ways. But the original is T-Y-R-R-E-L-L-L-L. Okay, but anyway, first we're going to say hi to all the animals because we can't miss our pets. And then I'm going to do the birthdays because Alan's not here he's off the road, or what did you say? Oh, yeah, he's off the road.
That's correct. Thank you, Anita.
You're not off the wagon, right? But you're off the road?
No, I'm definitely off. I'm on the way.
Well, anyway, he don't drink that much anymore. But Mother, yes. We're gonna do the dogs. They're gonna say hi to the dogs. Okay. We're gonna let our guests say hi to the dogs because I think they're gonna have fun trying to pronounce some of these names. So if we don't call your right dog name, don't feel offended because I don't do it either when I say it. Go ahead. Who wants to start?
Okay, I'm gonna start. Abby with Annie.
Judy with Craig and Lucy.
David and John with Poodle.
Dolores with Dolly. Dolores and Dolly with Honey.
Martha, is that Martha or Marth?
Marth.
Marth with...
No, it's Martha.
Martha with Piper and Tinker.
Hi, Piper.
Sorry, Martha.
Sorry. With Grand.
Yeah, it's not so easy when you got to read it. You did good in the other room.
And Sage, the Schnauzers.
Yeah, they're from
I think
Winchester.
You got it, Veronica.
Okay.
Yeah. Sue with Riley.
Matt and Betty Ann with Rose, or Rosie.
Pat with Annie.
Sam the Shepherd.
Bernie with Abby the Palm.
Carol with Bernie the big cat.
The very big cat.
The very big cat.
Yes.
Jean and I with Sam, who just turned 19 in June.
Wow.
Ed and Judy.
Ed and Judy with Bear and JJ.
Joe and Evan with Nugget.
Doris with her pet corgi, forgot his name.
Yes.
Roger with, oh wait a minute, I'm Posey and Buddy Jr.
You forgot Roger. Roger with Chipper and Tippy the cat. I'll get it. Oh, I'll get it.
I didn't have mine circled.
Sorry, Tippy.
Oh,
So sorry.
No, this
So
is,
sorry.
It's okay. This is all about fun.
If you
That's okay, I got your back.
Yeah, but if you see how it's spelled.
I know. That's like the corgi and the other one. And
Joyce and Jerry.
I missed the C on the name, and they said, "Who's Horgy?"
Joyce and Jerry with Biscuit.
Hi, Anna.
Dick
Anna.
and Dings.
That's your problem.
Okay.
Dick with dings.
Dick with Dings.
Al with Shamo.
Shmoo.
Shmoo?
Shimo. No.
Shamo?
No. What is it?
Sumo.
Sumo.
Oh, sumo.
Sumo.
Yes.
Judy
Sorry.
and Ed.
Okay. Go
Ed
ahead.
and Joanne with Abby, Annie, and Sadie.
Yep.
Pat and Joe with Kokomo.
Yep. Now, after we read that, oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Kathleen,
Pete and Barb.
guy who writes poetry.
Heel and Booty with elbow as in macaroni.
Andrew and Wendy, oh, sorry.
Yep. And their friends Sally and Bill from Rochester.
Andrew, Wendy, and Lindsay.
That's the dog.
Okay, then we have
Lindsay.
Carol and Ruth Ann.
That's my nephew.
Joni, Esther, Faye, Butch, and Skip. He's got a nice new jacket.
Lucy, the lady from around the corner from Joni.
Okay. That's you?
Ta-da! Oh, no.
No, we're not done.
Oh, we're not done. Okay, we're not done. Go get a coffee.
Matt with Christmas and Buttercup.
Pepper the Nuff.
Noof.
Okay.
She's
And
from
with popcorn.
Louisiana. She don't know how to
yes.
pronounce, she says.
Peanut and Nikki the cat.
Yep,
Frank
we're
and
over there.
Earl with Skunk the cat.
Yeah.
Carol and Linda and family. And we do apologize if we screwed up any names.
We got an hour to go. Okay, before we get started, this is kind of bittersweet, but we want to dedicate the show to
Pat and Joe.
Pat and Joe, and this is the hardest part is he has not missed my show in the 6 years. He's been a very faithful watcher like the rest of you, but he passed away a week ago Monday, but this was the show he was waiting for, and that's kind of hard. So we want to dedicate this show to Joe, and last name is not important. We all know Pat and Joe, and our hearts go out to you, and we're sorry for your loss and a good friend. So
That's
now
right, amen.
I'm going to do, Mother,
Yes.
it's your turn.
For what?
Grandma, that's your cue.
and enjoy
We rehearsed.
That was your cue, Grandma. You can blow it.
Anything.
She don't have no papers.
She's supposed to say something.
Oh, something.
No, not something, Grandma. Not something.
It's time for,
Yeah.
It's time for birthdays?
yeah,
Okay.
well, tell them.
Happy birthday.
No,
To
she's
you.
putting us on, fellas. Okay, we're going to do the happy birthdays.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody sing.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. What was the date? Barbara Nichols, the 14th. Bonnie Lynn Gravelin, the 20th. Karen Smith, the 20th. Fred Conklin, the 23rd. New Hartford, that was New Hartford. Oh, this is New Hartford also. Oh, those are anniversaries. And, of course, Alan Lawson. Happy birthday to you. How old are you, Alan?
49 again.
49 again? Yeah, well, your license plate was 1961.
I know it.
All right.
But happy birthday to all my other colleagues that had a birthday. And
Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Happy
Thanks, everybody.
birthday. Now we're going to do anniversaries. Happy
Anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear.
I'm going to go through the whole month because I forgot them last week. Josie and Bernard Conrad, October 3rd. Donna and Dan LaPlante, October 10th. Jean and Phil LaFave, October 14th. Mary and Barb Renket, October 14th. Ruth and Roger Crockett, October 16th. Carol and Paul Jankowski, October 29th. Happy anniversary to you. Now, I am going to, there's one more thing I got to do. I forgot what it was. Let me think.
Take your time. We've got plenty of time, Angela. We're okay.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
Yoga.
Mama stop?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yoga.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh, wow, we
it.
learned something.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Is that another word for yoga?
That's basically what they say when they're done, or hi. Namaste.
Feels like you're.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we go. We're going to have a great show. They're going to
Yes, ma'am.
What I wanted to tell you before I introduce you again, when I went to the library today, because I saw in all your literature that you have, I got the same book as she does.
And you know what? Line signed by the autograph. By the author.
Well, maybe you can sign mine.
Okay.
Okay? Here, sign mine. Excuse us.
Wow. Must be
Kitty
nice.
Fatter sent me this book. I could not get it. And when I started my research, I had to have it. You know, this was the archaeology part of it.
You are going to be
And
so
I called
interested
him.
in this.
And he sent me the book for my
that's wonderful.
42nd birthday. I'm not saying how old I am. But for my 42nd, he said, Connie, happy 42nd. Thanks for sharing your research. It's an honor getting to know someone in James and Molly's ever-widening circle, which is the name of my blog. And it's about all the family that I'm meeting and connecting with. So, and he wrote Kenny Fetter.
Wow.
So this was one of my prized possessions.
Yeah, I was so excited. I went to the library today. Oh, wait a minute, that's not mine. Oh,
Isn't that the library's book? Go ahead and have her sign it and see if they notice.
They're going to come to you and they're going to go,
I forgot this is not my book. It's the library. Oh, they're watching too. Oh, jeez, I'm dead.
heavens.
to the library. I am a true descendant.
Right.
I'm going to finish it because it's halfway signed, and I don't think you want Connie in there. So I'm going to put Coni Dubois, but I am a descendant, and
Right. This is why I came to you and you all helped me out. And I'll pay for it, one way or the other. Thank
can
you.
I leave now? Sign this book.
Oh my God, wait a minute, that's not my book.
I had already started signing it.
I think it's wonderful.
Okay.
Oh, Coni Dubois. They're going to say, well, okay, but anyway, now, back to, let's be serious. I'm going to sip my coffee. The camera's going to be on these three now. They are going to tell us what they're here for, and it is so interesting. So you've had time to get a cup of coffee now. Sit back, and Pete and Barb, I want to say hi because I saw you go by, but you went too fast. So you got to slow down on Gay Street, okay? So anyway, I want to introduce Coni Dubois. Could you do it again?
Keith Brown, Veronica Hawkins.
Okay, and I'm getting my questions.
Me and Veronica are immediate cousins. Her sister is my father's third.
My mother is.
Yeah. I mean, her mother is my father's sister.
I don't know how you keep
nice.
up with everything you've learned and keep it intact.
I've been doing this research for over 20 years. So my husband works offshore, and that what I was explaining earlier. He works 14 and 14. So the 14 days he's home, I really don't do research, and I give my brain a break and kind of soak in what I've collected. And then the 2 weeks he's offshore, I do it nonstop. So it's mostly just researching and doing it over and over and over. It sticks in your head.
It's overwhelming. I just started.
It's very overwhelming. I've got
Oh,
38,000 people in my research.
38.
I have extensively done research on them, up to almost 38,000, but tomorrow would be 39,000. You know, I've been doing it for so long. What I do, when I do my research, I started with me. It was just a simple request from my father. 20 plus years ago, he said, Connie, find our Native American roots. We knew we were Native American, we just didn't know what, where, or how. And my great-grandparents, which is my grandfather, his parents, they were very Native American. And back in those days, it was, you didn't want to be Native American because you were being, you couldn't get jobs, you couldn't work, you couldn't do anything because you were Native American. Wow. So they became more white than they did Native American, and they were hush-hush about their heritage.
Right, it's the only way they could get by.
Right. So my dad said, Connie, he knew, and he says, Connie, please find it for me. He was very, very ill, and he wanted to know before he died. So I dug in, and over the years, I would just, you know, find a piece here, find a piece here. But the past 5 or 6 years, I would say, well, we've known each other for what, 6 or 7 years?
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, I really dug in. And that's when I found the whole of everybody, you know, and it just piece by piece fell in. And then Kenny Fetter, like I said, he gave me the book. I was told that there was an archaeologist with the Barkhamsted site. Well, I heard it was just a story. Everything in my research kept pointing to Barkhamsted, Connecticut. You know, I found census, I found my people.
Wow.
But they said they did not exist. It was a story. and I found that it wasn't a story, that it was real. And then the Barkhamsted Historical Society, thank you, Paul, Lynn LeGraff, Walt LeGraff, they are the awesome people.
Wow.
They connected me with Kenny Fetter, and if it wasn't for Kenny, I wouldn't have got as far as I've done now. I am all the way back to
the inspiration.
I'm all the way back to the late 1500s on my research, and I have documentation and proof to prove who I am.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
The Barkhamsted people do exist, and we are not extinct. There's 2 of us here.
That's great.
You know, there's many of us.
We weren't brought up as Indians, or knowing that we were Indians, but we were brought up, and our grandparents taught us a lot of the Indian ways, not realizing they were teaching us the Indian ways.
It was just learning.
The gardening and the hunting,
and farming was the main thing for us. We're still, everybody was farmers. We'd have a huge vegetable garden, and we'd all do the vegetable garden. Everybody would share the vegetable garden, and then we'd go and we'd pick it all, and then we'd can it.
Wow, from scratch.
I don't remember ever going to a grocery store, do you? Everything was from the land. Everything was from the land.
God.
But his wish, your father's wish, was for you to find out.
He wanted me to find out. Unfortunately, he died in 2010. But before he did die, I had already met with Kenny. I had done a lot of research. He knew who he was, and he knew where the tribes were. So he died knowing he was Native American.
That's wonderful.
That was his one wish.
And when that wish is granted, everybody's at peace.
Yes.
You know.
Amen.
Yes.
Same as what Mr. Joe. I just feel so bad.
Well, there's a lot of our elders that are getting up there now, and it would be wonderful if we got it completed before, like my mother passed away, or our aunt passed away, or they would like to know.
Yeah, our elders are thinning out on us.
And that's one word that I have so much respect for, and I realized it came from the Indians.
Elder?
Elder.
Really?
Because we use the word senior. And when we talk about the seniors, it's the senior center, the seniors. But one woman corrected me, and she said, they are not seniors, they're elders. Learn your English.
Yep.
Whoops.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, that was somebody's famous mother. Very famous person's mother.
But if Connie and Veronica had just said the heck with it and given up, everything would have died right there. That would have been the end of it.
Right, and you don't know your heritage. And a lot of your side, they have no clue. They have no clue about the Lawsons and how we got here.
I'm glad they took the initiative.
Yeah.
I have, when you're doing genealogy, and I tell everybody, what I do on my research, I speak at schools, I speak at colleges, I speak for a lot of children too. But I go into it about the genealogy. When you're doing genealogy, you need obituaries, death certificates. Your obituaries are number one because it gives everybody. It gives the husband, the wife, it gives the marriage date, it gives the birth dates, it gives the children, it gives the children's married names because it'll say John with wife Linda. It won't give too much of the grandchildren in that, but what it has done is it's helped me to really narrow down. So my first number one thing I go for is obituaries. I try to find the people that did pass away, God bless them all, but I try to find their obituaries, and that's my number one source. And then I do...
there's the light. Now we got it.
Now we got the light.
There you go.
We got the Barkhamsted Lighthouse people. The census was really, really hard, but I ended up, due to Ken Fetter's book, he had done a lot of the documentation. So all his proof was already in here. It's called Digging Up the Dirt, a brief introduction of archaeological methodology.
Methodology, that's a good word.
But he literally went through every record he could find, and he pulled up all the land deeds, all the births, all the deaths, all the marriages, and he proved that we were not extinct, and he proved that this was actually real. A lot of people in this area, and I find this a lot when I travel here, is they don't believe it's existing, that it's not up there, and that it was just a story. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not a story.
You made it happen with you made it an historical site.
Right.
Yes.
The Barkhamsted.
That's why she's here.
2000. I think it's 2011. I'm not sure. 2009. Barkhamsted Lighthouse Archaeological Preserve. they actually made it a preserve. This is in the People's State Forest in Barkhamsted, Connecticut, and this book is the proof that we exist, because this is going to protect that site.
Right.
And all of it's just everything about
I
it.
noticed that. Every little thing means something different where the area was.
Right.
And it said that they had the holes in the ground, they got the water here. It's amazing how they uncovered every
Well, what this
set
did,
of the
right,
site.
on my site, later on we're going to, he's going to give you my blog site, but when you go on my blog, I have all the videos of everywhere that I've been traveling, hunting down my family.
Yeah, all your states. Let me read that. That's what I wanted to read.
Gee, she got callers already, Aunt Joanne.
Oh, caller.
Can't we wait till like 6:30 or something?
Oh, no,
It's okay,
it's
it's
okay.
okay.
Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hello, Joanne. How are you?
Hi, JoJo.
Hey, Al.
Hi, JoJo.
Hi, Jojo.
How
Thanks
are
for calling.
you?
He's fine.
How long you up here for?
Oh, for a little while. What do you think of our special guests? They come all the way from Louisiana.
I know, nice one, huh?
Yep, they're actually right from here in our home state of town of
Connecticut.
Barkhamsted.
Yeah. Louisiana, huh?
Yeah.
With all the gators.
All the gators, lots of gators. Don't even get me started on the gators. I'll move right up
Yeah.
here with y'all.
And
I'm
that's
from
nice.
Louisiana. He's from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And she's from Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh, and your sister's from California.
My sister lives in California, Tanya.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And I have one
California.
brother.
Hot
He's in
weather,
India.
huh?
Huh?
California's hot weather.
Yeah, fine. It's fun with the hot weather, yeah.
Louisiana, I just left yesterday. It was in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Bye,
for calling, Jojo.
Thank you,
See you, Al.
JoJo.
I'll see you around.
Appreciate it. I hope so.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you.
He's cute. Okay, I read here all the states. I wanted to. Can you show me where
I can
they are?
say them. I don't need
Yeah,
them.
go
Okay.
for it.
Basically, my Native Americans, we'll start with my Indiana. That's where I was born and raised at. And then my father was born in Michigan. And then from there, it's Pennsylvania, Virginia, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Block Island.
Wow.
Let's see. I think that's it.
It all started in the Hoosier.
It started in Long Island. That's it. It started in Long Island.
Okay.
Why there?
I'm going to go to the 1600s. We'll start with the 1600s and work
Okay.
our way back. The 1600s, all in Long Island, were several tribes. You have about 7 major tribes. You got the Canarsies, Marsapequas. This is all Long Island. We're going to work our way across. Canarsies, Marsapequas, Shinnecox, Montaukett, Rockaway. Did I miss any? The Canarsies were the first one. And then from there, all of those tribes, they basically, the chief would marry it with this tribe, the chief would marry, with this tribe. So I'm a descendant of all that royalty bloodline on Long Island. Okay? At that Long Island tribe, there was a gentleman named, an Indian named Chogum, and he was captured when he was a little boy. And he ended up being transferred to the Wickapock Pequot. He was captured during the Major Mason War.
Right.
So the first time I seen the Chogum name was in 1637. It was on a Pequot list that Major Mason kept. Well, from there, that Chogum, when he was kidnapped from the Long Island Indians. So eventually, when he got captured, the Long Island Indians were with Major Mason, and they acknowledged him as their kin. What they did for the Native Americans is when they would kidnap the people, they would replace who was killed or taken from them. So if a son was taken from a tribe, they would steal from the other tribe to replace what they had lost. So Chogum was one of those that had ended up...
Sorry.
That's okay, caller.
I got a caller. Hello, caller. Hello.
Did we lose you? Yep, he hung up.
Can you imagine?
goodbye.
So if you were captured, you automatically became part of this other family. this
You
other
were
tribe.
raised as his son, and sometimes you married into their royalty bloodlines. You took over what they lost. So if he was a son of a chieftain, mostly the higher powers of the Indian tribes were the ones that got the first pick, as you would say.
Oh, how
But
long-
normally, like if a father and a son went to war and the son was killed, he would immediately take a captive that was around the same age, and he would bring it and present it as a replacement for their child.
Wow.
So that's why you have a lot of different bloodlines mingling here, because that was a practice, in my research, what I've seen, that was practiced among all of the tribes. Keith?
I come out of, there were 2 grand sachems way back, at least in the 1475 range. And both of these chiefs didn't like each other. Both of them turned out to be my grandfathers. And one of them becomes chief of the Narragansett, the other one becomes the chief of the Pequot. And coming down that line, it goes, my family came up, what Connie said,
Long Island.
came out of Long Island. But then a lot of my people also came out of New York. And I come
New
through.
York, I forgot New York too.
Yeah, and I descend from the Mohawk tribe. I also descend from the Oneida tribe.
Oh, nice.
And I can decide, I can really, people don't understand what I'm trying to say. I descend from at least 30 or more tribes.
Wow.
And my children have even more.
People wonder why.
Yeah, the line.
We
This is
have
why.
the treble line, and we can. We have. I can't tell you how many royal lines that I descend from, because they had to marry someone from each equal.
Sachem's tribe?
I had a stroke, so
Oh,
bear
yeah,
with me.
Sachem?
No, it's not.
Not Sachem. Okay.
He had a stroke on
You
his
have to be
Oh, God bless him.
comparable to the other person that you're going to marry.
Right, okay.
So it has to be a king or a and we had women.
Sachem
we had,
or Sachem. It had to be of the same
Yeah, and
standing.
we had women sachems also.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
we
they
were the
eventually
Pocahontas.
they eventually came.
Pocahontas is related to us to this.
They came down to be. The chiefs were called the chief or the grand
Sachem.
sachem, and
Yeah.
the women would be called Sunk-squaw.
Sunk-squaw.
Which
Yeah.
that means she was
that's tough,
she's a woman chief, and they also descended from out of royalty, and it gets down to coming down to my generation. My mother and her 2 sisters. One of them. What I'm trying to say is, my brother has a great grandson.
Uh-huh.
That little boy, he's about 3 months old. He descends from those 3 sisters. Wow. My mother and my 2 aunts. They descend from, that little boy comes from all 3 of those sisters. And that's pretty incredible, because
It's hard.
It is.
It's
And-
hard.
It's-
It's hard to weed it through.
and the
It's
land
amazing how
the-
the people know their lines, know their descendants,
Yeah.
ascendants, whatever. They know them.
I'm
We don't.
I'm the design.
Barely know 'em.
I'm the
Descendant.
no. I'm a tribal genealogist.
Yeah, he's our genealogist.
That's one of my jobs, and I got a
nice.
lot of help from her. And
Yeah.
we just
Once he
explain
had
it
a
big
stroke,
time.
Amazing people here.
Once he had his stroke, you know, I've known him for a while. So before he had the stroke, we were able to,
It was easy
talk
then.
about the
Really
genealogy. Once the stroke happened, then he kind of, lost a few things, but he's getting it back, and he's just
see
been
that.
my right hand man. The Wickapog Pequots. How he descends is one of the Shogums that descends from the Long Island tribe. Well, he is one of the brothers. We are one of the brothers that became the Barkhamsted Lighthouse people. So they became the Narragansetts, Niantic, then Narragansett, and part of the Pequot. So that's how he descends. So he's a cousin to me, but he's not part of the Barkhamsted. Caller?
Hello?
Hello, caller. Thanks for calling the Senior Chat Hour.
Yes, this is Hill Capabianca.
Hi, Sil.
Hi, Sil.
Hi. I would like to thank Connie, Keith, and Veronica. I'm Native American Indian, and I'm not good at talk radio, but I just want to thank them and welcome them to the stage.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you so much.
We're not good with
And-
the TV either.
It's very interesting, and Connie has sparked my interest in finding my route.
Yes.
Very nice,
And
Connie.
also-
Thank you, Hill.
That's what I'm
You're
doing. This
welcome.
is
And also Elbow Macaroni, when her name was mentioned, she stood straight up.
good.
Okay, Connie, thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is
Thank
Hill.
you.
Thank you.
It's
Bye.
what this is you know, the story, the whole of my genealogy. It's not about the Native American lineages. What this is the family I'm meeting. My blog is called An Ever Widening Circle, and it's because of everybody I'm meeting, the family that I've connected to. It's been hundreds, and I've been doing this over 20 years. But like I said, the past maybe 10 years, it's really taken on. But this is what I am is on a quest to find my Native American roots. And what I'm doing is I'm going to each and every state that they lived at by census, and I'm tracking them, I'm following them, and I'm recording it. I've already got the genealogy done. I've got the research done. Now I want to go to the places. So what I'm doing is I'm starting from the 1900s, and I'm going to work my way back. So right now, we just did our Michigan trip, which was my 1900s. I got to do another one. But each and every generation, I'm going to kind of work my way back and prove who we are. I've got the documents, I got the proof, but I want to record it before it's lost, before it's lost, before it's lost.
Before it's lost.
Before it's lost. It's every day. Everything's, you know, papers are getting burned, things are getting lost, people are not sharing. I just believe everybody should know their true genealogy, not only for the medical benefits, because I'm also doing a medical part of this,
Yes.
but it's also for I found myself. This has
That's
been the
about
greatest
it.
gift. This has been the greatest gift I could have done. Everything I have on my blog is free to view. My videos of all my trips, I record everywhere I go. The photos, me and Veronica do. The photos that we take, all our photos, they're all on my blog. All of my research books, all of these books that I make, these genealogy books, there's hundreds of pages and many books. You know, one genealogy book could be 600 pages.
Yes.
One genealogy book could be 100 pages. But I try to go to the oldest person that I can go, and then I'll do the generations up until the living people. I will not put living people in my books. You know, I want to get them in my files, but I want to protect those living people.
Right. Now, what is there? There's one place they don't have any coverage is the 1940s.
No, I'm missing the 1860s. It was the Civil War time frame, and that is my hardest. Right now, that is my brick wall. We
That's
just
the
don't
one.
know where they're at. We don't know where they're all at in
Wow.
1860. 1850, I have them on a census. 1860, which I believe they were either in Pennsylvania or Virginia. So I'm not sure. That was during the time that the Indians were basically, you know, reservation down. So, you know, I have to follow them. I have to track them, and that's where I need the help of the
Why do you
tribes.
think it's like that, Connie? You think it's because of the Civil War from 61 to 65?
Yeah.
You think the government had something to do with
Well,
that?
they died
A lot of
all
Well,
people
the
were killed.
census were made.
They were
the
killed.
census were
Okay.
made. Yeah, the
And it was
census were
intentionally that was
All
happened.
right.
Yeah.
This is how when the men were killed, the women had no more men. So therefore they went out of the tribe and they married blacks, whites, whatever.
Because they didn't
And
want
that-
the Indian tribes
right.
around.
They
Yeah.
didn't want the Indians
They were
at all.
trying to, they
So
were trying to weed us all
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
They were trying. We were thousands and thousands and thousands when Columbus landed. But what people don't understand, Columbus wasn't the first person that hit this land.
Oh, Grandma will tell you that.
Right.
She was.
The Vikings. The Vikings.
Good one.
That was a good one.
I thought she looked familiar in some of those pictures.
The Vikings. Actually, when the Vikings landed,
Yeah.
what people don't understand with the Vikings. See, I've done my ethnicity. I've done my DNA. I've done the whole bit of it.
No. You don't go that far back, Mother.
Yeah.
No.
The ethnicity for me, for who I am 66% Scandinavian. I'm 22% Portugal. I am 12% unknown. That 12%, when I called them, they told me is Native American blood. To have 12% in my generation, it's high. You know, everybody I see on the other ethnicity tests, we're looking at 1%, 2%, 5%, 6%. I have that high of percentage.
Yes, I see that because you're 40, I'm 40-60, right? What am I, French and Irish?
Yes.
4060?
We're all Heinz 57, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Caller,
Isn't that
go ahead.
ketchup?
Caller, go ahead. He said tap the arm.
Hi, caller. Thank you for calling Senior Chat Hour.
Yeah, that's ketchup, isn't it?
Yeah, Heinz
Are
57.
you able to hear us?
Oh,
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of background noise there. Connie,
Yes.
this is Ted Sweeney, the commander of Riverton American
Hi,
Legion
Mr.
Post Office in
Ted. Love
Connecticut.
you.
Yeah, can you hear me, Connie?
I can hear you good.
Yes,
Go ahead.
thank you, Ted.
Yeah.
Always cutting out.
We hear you quite well, Ted. Go
We
ahead.
can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah, there's a lot of background noise on the phone there. Just wanted to welcome Connie back to Connecticut, and I hope that the work that the Riverton American Legion Post has done for the
That's what I was getting to.
the burial site up there with the placing of
Yeah.
the flag holders, I hope that was to your satisfaction.
It was wonderful. You guys did an excellent job. This crew came in. They made a whole new trail for us up there. They put the signs up for us. You guys did the casing for the signs, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went today. It was beautiful, Ted. Beautiful. Thank you so much for what you guys have done up there, and the flags, everything. It's a beautiful. I can't even explain how thankful I am to you all, and the people that volunteered for it.
yes.
Yeah, and that is quite all right. The Riverton American Legion Post is pursuing the identification of 3 of your other ancestors,
Oh,
Saul
wonderful.
Webster, James Webster, and Joseph Webster. We believe that their final resting place is in the Riverton Cemetery on East River Road.
Oh, so you found them. Thank you, Ted. Ted and I have been working together, what, about a year?
Yes, just about a year. We've gone back and
You know
forth.
Ted
We've talked a few
Sweeney, huh?
times.
That's Ted Sweeney. of
Ted
the Riverton.
Sweeney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's who's on the phone.
Yeah. Okay, Connie. I also want to say hi to Keith and Veronica. You guys have been doing a great job. I've done a lot of genealogy, and it is very difficult, and it does have its stone walls that you run into.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it does.
Okay, I'll let you get back to your
Thank
discussion.
you, Ted. I'm so glad you're watching.
Yes, you take care. Bye,
Thanks a
Joanne.
lot.
We'll get it.
Yep.
I'll contact you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
They all had a part of this. I mean, I actually did the ceremony for the unveiling of the signs and
Right, I
stuff.
got that picture.
Yeah, and they were just, these people, the volunteers that came in, but what he has done is he's helping me find the ones that died in the wars.
Right.
And he's helping us find where their burials are. And he's been able to do a couple of them for us. And it's just been wonderful, the work that he has put into trying to help me do this.
Right, it's just
so
like
thank
this-
you,
Yeah.
Ted. Thank you so much. And your whole crew. I love y'all.
Like you said, because of the wars, to find 2 is amazing.
Yeah, just
Compared
mine
to
too.
what
I
the
think
ones
he's
that-
found more than that. I mean, he's found quite a few of the
Oh,
names
yeah.
that, he's really made it a project for the Riverton area to find the military, regardless of Barkhamsted, but the military and all. They have put
Outstanding.
flags, and they continue. They have always put flags out there. That's what's been an honor to me. Regardless of who was buried there, they still went out and put flags up there at the
Right.
Barkhamsted Indian site. So
Now, is that accessible to anybody now?
it's on a trail. It's at the People's State Forest. It is an actual camping area. The trail is the Jared Trail. I'm not sure. Is it the Jared Trail? Gerard Trail or
Gerard.
something like that. After you pass the Barkhamsted Squire Tavern, you'll see a big sign that's a DAR.
Uh-huh.
Right there at that DAR sign is the Jared Trail. You'll see another wooden sign, which is, like I said, all of this whole group of it. I mean, there was tons of people. I can't even tell you.
And he's put these signs up to assist people that want to go.
Well,
up there?
he's
Right,
helped
it's a
me
little
with the
information
military.
trail.
He's helped me with the military and that.
I see.
And he's, there's been tons of people that's just got involved. The People's State Forest, I'm not sure of who actually donated all the wood and stuff, but what was just a mudslide and really hard to get up to, they literally made steps with wood on the side, so it's a trail all the way through. And every one of the sites, we have charcoal kilns, we have the grinding stones where she actually grinded her food, we have a stone cellar, there's just tons of signs that as you go up into the trail, you'll see them. and you just read it. Everything's right there for you to read. You'll know what's sitting right in front of you because a sign is pointing to it. The Indian burial ground is a sign, and that's one of my most sacred spots, is going there. I mean, the first time I went there, it was just, I can't even explain.
Well, we got to go see
you
that.
feel it.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah,
but what I want to know is, if the Squire Tavern, isn't that on the left-hand side of the river would be on your right?
The river's on your left. Well, it depends on how you're coming in, though.
No, I know. If you go over the bridge and take a left, the water's on your left.
Right.
Yes.
Where is the Squire Tavern?
As you go down, I'd say about 2 miles.
Probably 2 miles.
About 2 miles on the right across from, you'll see the pavilion for the state park. They have a beautiful...
Oh, the onion patch, Ma.
Oh.
Okay. So that road going up the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
it goes along the side of the mountain. It doesn't
It
actually
doesn't
go
go
up
No,
the
but I
mountain.
mean, that's the actual right-hand turn. And
Right.
then there's the Stone Museum.
Right. Well, when you're coming up...
If you get to the Stone Museum, you've gone too far.
Yeah, if you got to the Stone Museum, you
want to go back.
Now I'm totally lost.
Okay, let's go this way. When you come in...
Take a right-hand turn to Stone Museum.
Yeah, you got the Barkhamsted. When you come in, there's that little bitty gas station kind of bait shop that they have on the corner
Correct.
over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're facing this way, you take a right on that road right there on that corner, but it's closed down now. We've seen that today.
Right.
You go over that little bridge, the first road to your left.
Yeah, that's it.
Pleasant Valley is what they call it.
Right.
When you go down you'll see it's a white building, and it's
I
all
think it
this-
has a plaque out there now.
It has a
that
plaque on it.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a-
you can call the it's actually the Barkhamsted Historical Society now. It's the Squire Tavern, but that's where their office is. So Paul Hart, he's the president of it. Linda Graft, she's the one that that's done everything. I can't. Her husband is the one that really sealed the Barkhamsted. He did a lot of research. He's the one that helped Kenny with all of this. God rest his soul, he had passed away. I didn't get the pleasure of meeting Walt, but I met his wife Lynn, and I love her. I love her. She's just been helpful. All of them. Everybody's been open-handed and just, what do you need? What can I do to help? They have been wonderful. I wouldn't know I wouldn't have got this far without all those people.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it doesn't, does it cost you to travel? How do you do this?
Oh, I
Okay,
can't imagine.
I know.
let's put it this way. It has cost me thousands. I ask for no money. I want nothing.
Right.
I do have a donation page if people want to sponsor my trips, because I don't want money. I don't want to ask for money. I don't want that to be about money.
Right.
But I have people ask me, how can I donate? How can I help? I'll get the website and we'll give it to you. I don't have it on me. But you know, if they want to help, that's up to you. I'm going to do it regardless. I'm going to do what I'm doing. I have a wonderful husband. He has been my #1 supporter. God bless you, Jay Dubois. And he has just, you know, when
Name's got a ring to it. Jay Dubois.
Jay Dubois.
Coni Dubois.
It's actually Cassis Dubois. Connie Dubois.
I'm
I
Joanne
think it's-
Schmidt.
I think it's
Ma, you
great
had
he
a question.
supports you, and
He
he lets you do your 14 days while he's out to sea, and then
When, you know, he's not much of a traveler. I love you, Jay Dubois. He's not much of a traveler, but he asked me one day, he had a school for work, and we were just in the hotel room, and he goes, Connie, where do you want to go with this genealogy? Kids are all grown. I'm 46. You know, I have nothing to do but my genealogy. He's one of those husbands that really doesn't want me to work. You know, do something that makes you happy. You don't have to get a job. And he went out last year and he bought me a camper and truck so I can travel.
get out of here. Wow.
My most expensive thing has been the air flights and the hotel rooms.
I thought I was spoiled.
Yeah, I would say I've spent
stop.
over $150,000 on this, if not more.
Wow.
If not more.
Well, we appreciate it.
Certainly do.
And she's got a question. She's been waiting 2 weeks to ask.
She can't remember.
Yes, she can
Well,
remember.
more than anything,
Right.
from what I understand, they were the tribe was they took them off the mountain, and they landed up on Danbury Quarter Road.
You have, well, after James and Molly tried to stay on the homestead. She really did. She tried to stay. The story is, what time do we have?
I have no clue.
We good?
How many we got? I need a clock.
Quarter.
20 after?
I have 20 of them.
20
20
okay.
Oh, good.
The Barkhamsted Lighthouse people, basically what
Oh, tip
happened,
the camera.
The story is that James Shogum was working on a farm around 1700. It was, we know that Molly was of wealth. She had money, and she asked her father to marry beneath her. Her father had struck her, and that is in this book by Lewis Mills. It's just a poetry book, and it's called Legends of Barkhamsted and Satan's Kingdom by Lewis Mills. It's just a poetry book, but the way the story goes is her father had struck her in the face and actually scarred her. And she looked at her father and she goes, "Deny me now, Father, be he black or white. I will marry the next man that asks me." Well, it happened to be James Shogum, the Indian. He worked on the farm, or he's part of the farm. We don't know how they met because we do not even know her last name. So basically, when her and James kind of built up a bond, what we know, and then they disappeared. They came here running because the father would have killed him, for one. And they ended up in Satan's kingdom. We don't know. A lot of people think that our Shogum was the chief of Satan's kingdom. But we kind of think that maybe he had a brother or an uncle that might have been the chief, because we find him living on the outskirts of Satan's kingdom. Okay? So, they ended up he ended up getting land in Barkhamsted. He basically got this side of the mountain. Him and his sons and all his family. And what it was is, it was one of the last villages kind of standing. We're talking the 1700s. They became a sideshow. Literally, they built they called them vagabonds. They called them, because they were filthy all the time, because they have coal kilns up there. There's 3 or 4 of them that we know of. And they actually made the coal for the people in Barkhamsted. Then we have the Shogum Lookout on top of the mountain. James Shogum, whenever he heard that Satan's kingdom or somebody was going to attack the people in Barkhamsted, he would put a fire up. And the people in Barkhamsted, he would save the people in Barkhamsted. Yet what I understand, it became more of a sideshow. The English, all these Indians, were getting up to the 1700s, and it was one of the last at that time in that area. So that's what we know so far. Like I said, we do not know Molly's original
Maybe you
name.
can come back again next year, whenever you're here.
I come here quite often. I actually try to come about once a year, twice a year.
Okay.
We are having a big family reunion. I am hosting a Barkhamsted.
I'm in here somewhere.
Are you?
Can you find me?
I will try.
Okay, go ahead.
She's family anyways. But we're having a huge family reunion. What I've done, since I found pretty much 3/4 of all of us, I want to host a huge family reunion at the People's State Forest.
Oh, wow.
They have a huge camping ground. I've already spoken to the president of the Barkhamsted Historical Society, Paul. I've got to make some more connections. It's just, so much has been going on, but I've got to...
It's overwhelming.
Right. It's going to be July 4th weekend, 2015. I'm giving it a 2-year notice. Y'all got your notices. And it's going to be a big thing. Paul thinks that the Riverton, they host a parade, and they want me to, our family to actually walk in it.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, that we're going to do the fireworks.
I got an idea.
You got an idea? Bring us all on. You won't fit us in.
We can get Rosie the bear in the parade. She can walk next to him.
That's right, too.
If I need to bring Rosie, I will bring Rosie.
I got a 5-foot bear. She's a huge bear.
Does she roll? Because I'm not carrying her.
Oh, no, she's beautiful. She's white with yellow, pink roses. I won her in an auction for a bear affair. But she would love to be in a parade, especially something like that. You could ride her.
Okay. We'll just put her in the back of a truck and somebody can drive us, okay?
But anyway, that's in 2014.
2015. It's the July 4th weekend, 2015. Like I said, me and Paul just started discussing this a couple months ago.
Right.
So
it's only in the talking works, right?
It's in the talking works, but he knows that this is a definite. This is a definite. I want to bring my ever-widening circle together, and I want you to know that I love you, and I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you.
That's going to be something. Oh my gosh,
I won't miss that for the world.
All your work comes together in one place.
Like I said, I have a wonderful husband.
Yeah.
Wonderful husband.
And she has one more question. As soon as I remember it, I'll throw it at you.
Go ahead.
What was your other question?
Your other one.
Remember?
When she was a little girl. Oh, go ahead.
long route in
Just
New
before you go over
Hartford.
the bridge.
Before you turn to go to Hartford to the left and cross the river, I remember my father taking me along this road along the river. And there were Indians there with their tents, and they were selling their wares.
Yep.
And my brother, who was with me, bought an arrowhead.
Oh.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And of course, my father was building farther up the road. He was building houses or something.
Yep.
So was that?
And you know, I'd asked different people if they remembered the Indians being there, and nobody remembers them.
No, but you know, that's like I said, the Barkhamsted people, you know, they even thought about changing the name because it meant the Indians. You know, there's a lot of conflict over the Indians being there and who they were. But you know, the whole of it is these were amazing people.
Right.
These were amazing people. These people protected the town below, but they were discriminated against. They were actually, I don't know how the land got taken away from them, but I know there was something to do with a tax lien, and next thing you know, they just lost everything. Molly actually, she moved away to one of her daughters, but she actually came back to die around the mountain. She wanted to be buried with James, so she lived in a little shanty at the end of the mountain just to be with him.
Wow, and they didn't know each other that long. She picked the first guy because her father didn't want her to marry.
Did not want her married
Just to
beneath
spite
her.
him, sure.
Just to spite. When he hit her across the face, like I said,
was
she
it.
said, "Deny me, Father, be he black or white," and that's in this book. I will marry the next man. I think James possibly worked with them. I really do, because it seemed she was under security. And literally her father came looking for her. They said in the book, you know, some of this is story and made up. You know, you know, some of it is. This is some guy writing a book several years later. He's basing his information on a granddaughter.
Yeah.
You know, so some of it could be true. I mean, I've went through it. I've highlighted, you know, but the story's amazing. This poetry book is amazing. And, you know, she ends up, she leaves everything she knows. She come from wealth. She leaves everything she knows, and she goes, they literally go to an Indian village. They put beer grease in her hair and turn her hair black. She was blonde-headed.
Oh.
Just so her father showed up. His posse showed up to find her, and he did not even recognize his daughter.
That's what I read. He walked right by her.
He walked right by her and did not even recognize his daughter.
I know. I'm learning.
Yes, you are.
That's good, Aunt Joanne.
See, you are family already.
I'm so excited over this, reading
I'm
this.
intrigued by the whole thing, too.
And that big
The story's
blue book
beautiful.
that I read.
The Barkhamsted historical.
Like you said, I would believe that 100% more than half of what I hear here.
Kenny Fetter's archaeology book.
I'm reading that one next.
Yeah, this one is amazing because he literally goes into every aspect of the digs. You know, he does the best he can back in those times.
Right.
And he's done a couple other digs, but now it's an archaeology preserve, so there's some digging that cannot happen. But he's literally handed over everything to me. He's been wonderful. He's helped me, you know, connect with other people. He's just like, Connie, what can I do to help? So Kenny came on board immediately, and that was just a blessing to me.
Now, does he ever encourage you to write your own book?
My research books are free. I believe, there's no story I could write about them. What I do with my research books, genealogy for me is, whenever I find a document, be a will, I'll type out the whole will and their genealogy, but then I attach the document to it. So when I create these books, everything that I've read about them is in these research books. I've typed it all out. I've literally sat there and typed each and every word of the... Wait, have you lost something?
I'm supposed to read something for the library, and after we signed their book, I said, oh, God, I better read it.
After we signed their book, you know what? I live in Louisiana, though. You're going to have to go after her.
It's a little piece of paper, and it's something to do with the seniors.
I think it was right. I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. So basically what I've done is I've actually, the 37, now not all 37,000 people is definitely researched in my work. There's a lot of errors, there's a lot of misconnections, because if I don't know, I can't prove it.
Right.
So what I've done is those that I can prove, I've literally typed out everything I could, and it's created the story. So when I print my research books, like I said, they're online. When I print those research books, you can read what those books had, what those documents had. I typed it all out. So it's created its own story. And there's tons of research books. This is not just about, I got one for Barkhamsted, but we're talking Tascassook of the Long Island Indians. We're talking Pinowits. Narragansetts.
Wow.
The Pinowits.
Long Island.
Takapusha. You know, all of these tribes, I've literally, the chieftaincies, I'll go to that royalty that far back, and I'll print all the way down to like the 1900s or 1800s, you know, the end of the 1800s. And anything and everything that I've added is in that book about them. If I don't have something, you see something that I've missed, like the Barkhamsted Lighthouse people, I've got tons and tons, I see it, tons and tons of newspaper articles.
Mother, get it.
You got 3 minutes.
On the side. I'm sorry.
What you need, Andrew?
Just put your hand down, Mother, and pick up the bag.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah. We rehearsed this.
Uh-oh, it's behind you.
Oh, no, it's not. I got it. Okay. That goes to her.
Oh, you guys didn't have to
I'm
do
not sure what's in there. I
this.
hope
There.
it's light.
Look what I found. Open your bag. Oh, you can have it. It's yours.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at this.
Oh, look at the little flashlight.
It's a
Oh, we will
lighthouse.
so
Oh, it's a lighthouse.
we will so use these.
We will so use these.
See that? I even put the batteries in.
Oh,
I sprung for
look.
the batteries.
Look at this beautiful box. Oh, and then you guys have more in here?
I made you each a necklace.
Oh, these are beautiful. And I love the tea.
Remember, I asked her, I said, what
Look at
does
that,
Newman
Veronica.
mean? And it means tea. You said his shirt was this kind, right? And I'm looking at, when you said
Western,
that, I'm saying, oh my God, the
Western,
design is
yeah.
not her
Western.
tribe.
Western
It goes-
style, yeah.
I have
But-
Yeah, no, this
And
is
these
beautiful.
this is
Thank
Wesley
you so
jewelry.
much.
I mean,
No
Western
problem.
jewelry.
No. Yeah,
Turquoise.
I made them different. but the
Turquoise.
same.
Western.
Yeah.
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 My shirt is
Oh, these are
also Western.
beautiful.
Yeah.
These are
No.
gorgeous.
I love making them. I
These
love
are just
Oh,
gorgeous.
jeez.
We got 1 minute.
Everybody, thanks for
Yes.
tuning in. And
Thank you, Alan.
they'll replay the show next, probably Tuesday or.
Monday. Oh, it's on the internet Monday, but it'll be on the show. It'll be on a rerun next Tuesday.
Oh, Connie, give me.
And it will be on my blog. You can get me at www.ConiDubois, CONIDUB. He's got it on the screen.
Oh, cool.
.wordpress.com.
WordPress.
Everything, you can contact me, my Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, everything's on that blog.
And you can even go to my Joanne Schmidt Facebook because I got it on there too.
Oh, see, we got her on there too.
And we will see you all next week, and they'll be back.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.